Alright, so here is kind of a music vlog, and I was curious about it. And what that is I'm wondering if the radio is always right. Because every album that comes out manages to get at least one or two singles. And those are usually the most popular songs on the project. And that goes for almost any album. I'm really out of breath, and I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, basically you've got Korn, which, you think of Korn, some of their most popular songs, Falling Away From Me, Freak on a Leash, those happen to be the singles. And it makes me wonder this particular question: is the radio always right? Because, I mean, last year I did not pay attention as much to the singles as much as I do now, and it's kind of got me in a strange place just because I don't know how many people actually go out of their way to listen to the entire project and not just the songs they hear on the radio. Some people are happy with the radio. Once you get past like the pop radio and that sort of thing, I personally do not have as much of a problem with rock radio stations. They've just got a lot to work with, so you'll hear Korn maybe once every 3 days or something, as opposed to once or twice a day if it was a rap radio station. And with that, it's not just rock, but it's alternative, it's hard rock, it's southern rock, it's metal, alternative metal, new metal, thrash metal. All these genres get thrown together. Industrial. You can really hear Puddle of Mudd and then Marilyn Manson and then some other group, and that's just kind of how it goes. But my biggest thing is I just wonder if the radio stations are always right, if they always pick the best song for the single, because sometimes that doesn't happen, and then the labels do not push the project, and it undersells, and then they get dropped from the label. And, it's all based upon one outlet. Someone will say, this album sucks, but they didn't listen to the album, They're basing that just because, wherever your outlet is for listening to music, you hear one or two songs, and neither of the songs you like, and you think, well, now this album isn't that good. So, I mean, the emphasis of a single is important, but to me, I can't think of how many times I've listened to an album and I said that this probably should have been a radio song. And it's just disappointing, especially when, I mean, the thing to me is not every band can do what certain rock bands have done. Like the Billboard Hot 100, I do not think there's very many rock bands that are going to be able to hit within the top 50 of the Billboard Hot 100, which is basically the top 100 songs in America. But then, you break it into different charts, and you got you got specifically your rock charts. There's like 2 or 3 of those. And certain rock artists will hit like 31 or 29 on the rock chart, and then that'll be considered like sluggish. I just do not, 30 out of how many? That's just the question to me. At least it's charting, out of, hundreds of thousands of rock songs, it being in the top 30 is no small feat. There's way too many things trying to get into rock right now. So this is one thing to consider, and it's all based upon that first song. It's like, really, you get one shot for it. You get 1 or 2 shots. Sometimes the label will give you that second single, but, I'm listening to a band called Orgy right now, and they managed to drop 3 albums, but their biggest album was their first one. And of course, on their biggest album, they were not able to get more than 2 singles. So it just feels like, okay, if this is a platinum selling album, then why does it not have further chart potential. And I've just been reading reviews. I mean, I've been reading reviews to find out what the public thinks of these projects. Most of them found other ones, but it just was not able to break the surface. So that's kind of somewhat of an issue to me. But, you know, as far as that's concerned, that was the radio back in 1999, before so much shit came out. So, you know, now in 2016, it's just so much more different. But that's, you know, food for thought right there.